from this massive refinery. So you know what? That's the magic siren. It's telling you to pay attention right now to what I'm saying, punctuating this moment.
Well, you know, this is very profound information for me, honestly. I'm not making light. Because as a Cancer, I was stuck for 10 years. I started moving, and now I'm feeling rather stuck due to some financial situations. And sometimes I get an overwhelm over it and sort of just throw up my hands and flip out rather than keep moving, keep flowing, whatever, little baby steps, but keep going. So this is
right.
Really profound, profound information from you right now.
Well, I tell you, that constant flow of water over a period of time, can absolutely, carve the edge of a continent, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what it's about. So, look, these are challenging times. Let's not beat around the bush. They're challenging times. A lot of people are challenged financially. A lot of, I don't know if you've been to my website, but
I don't think I have.
I did a piece last week on Pluto and Capricorn and Cancer, and how hard it is for Cancers right now in our culture, because Pluto and Capricorn is all about dominating. It's a dominator principle, and Cancers are not about that. The Cancers are sensitive, and so Cancers really are feeling the brunt of this Pluto and Capricorn right now. And you're taking on a lot. I'm not a big karma guy, but I think you're taking on a lot of the burden of the collective soul. If you have Cancer in your chart, this is a challenging time for a lot of Cancerian people. So, hang in there, and always, always, always with Cancer, take care of yourself. Do things for yourself that will, allow you to keep in that flow. And everybody's got their own little tricks, right, to do that, whether it's a bath or a sauna or a facial or nails or double latte or whatever that thing is. As a Cancer, you've got to nurture yourself. So that's a big part of your path right now.
Yeah, I've finally been sort of forced to get back to it, and I'm doing that. May I ask you something else?
Sure.
Earlier in this year, you did tell me that this year would continue to be difficult financially and just difficult in general, but that 2012 things would kind of break open for me.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what aspects that was based on, but I mean, I'm 3 degrees Cancer, Leo rising, Scorpio moon in the 3rd or 4th house, depending on which chart. I don't know.
When's your birthday again?
June 25th, 1950.
Okay. Let's see. Well, if I said it for a reason. So let's see.
You were right that first part.
Good. I'm glad.
No, and you made sense, and you said to be really cognizant about the good things that would happen, and there's been a lot of little things to be grateful for through the insanity.
One of the aspects I really like for you in 2012 is the advancement of Neptune in your chart. Okay, Neptune, I think it gets up to 2 degrees in 2012, which actually puts it in a really nice trine with your natal Jupiter and your natal Uranus in Cancer. So I think that the healing, unconditional waves of Neptune will prop up your spirit and give you a much more enriched and spiritually empowered perspective. I'll tell you, I went through this was back when Neptune was in Aquarius, right? And I remember when Neptune was trining my natal Venus. Mm-hmm. I swear to God, man, I felt like Buddha. I mean, I felt all of love. I just felt like I could enter into a situation and just say a few words, and I could just watch people kind of melt. It was really cool. I liked it. I knew at that time. I was like, wow, what's going on with me? And then I looked at my charts. Oh, it's Neptune trining Venus. Yeah, I like this. So you're going to get that Neptune trine with Jupiter, and you're going to get it with Uranus. So I think, Uranus-Neptune trines are really inspired, The other thing, too, is you're going to get a real boost. And it's not just 2012, but 2013 with Pluto and Saturn in your chart, right? You've got Saturn in Virgo. The closer Pluto gets to like 9, 10, 11, 12 degrees, you're going to Pluto-Saturn trine. That's good. I mean, it's about health, well-being. You being able to work long, work hard, work with purpose. Work with people in positions of power.
Great.
So Pluto and Neptune they're definitely your buddies. As they both progress, not just in 2012, but 2012 and 2013. You're going to have Chiron crossing over your natal Jupiter, and that's not a really bad conjunction, because I've always felt like when Chiron crosses over Jupiter, there's kind of this ability to really tap into both the most positive aspects of Chiron. And for you, it's definitely spirituality, psychic awareness, compassion, love, and being more comfortable with that. So that's going to happen for you in 2012 as well.
Oh, great. One other question, if it's possible, time-wise.
Sure.
My North Node's Aries. And, I mean, from what I've read about, the nodes, you're supposed to become like your North Node. And would you have any, and you could speak to that, and also if you have any recommendations on how better to do that, to be, more Aries than Libra, which is my South Node.
Do you know what house your North Node is?
I think it's in the 9th house. Let me just pull this up. And I've done a lot of foreign travel and worked internationally, and gosh, oh shucks, it's not. Oh yeah, it's in the 9th house.
Okay, so one of the things that you're going to have, and I think it's really close right now, is Uranus conjuncting your North Node in Aries, right? So, when Uranus conjuncts the North Node, there is a kind of a radical reappraisal and a radical repositioning on your purpose in life. And, and with it being in the 9th house, it's even kind of more radical in some ways. So I would say that if you can't travel, right, then one of the things that a Uranus North Node conjunction, in my mind, would do is it would give you the license to, for lack of a better term, preach. Okay, the 9th house can be really preachy. So I would say take the lid off your wisdom and bring it into the world and share it with the world. Okay, if you are feeling like, and you can always qualify this, because I've shared things with people without their permission, right? And it did not go down well. So you would always say, "May I share something with you?" And they say, "Sure." Or they can say, I guess, okay, good. Now that I have your permission, I'd like to share some insight with you or something that I see. Now they've given you permission, and you can share pretty much whatever you want at that point, right? If you just say to them, and this is part of the North Node too, right? Because it's in Aries, so you just want to go blah, and it's like it's not a blah moment. If you invite them to share, or they invite you to share, then you've got an open runway. And then you could use that Uranus and it'd be like, wow, here's the key, right? Uranus says, do it anywhere. Not just with your best friends. You could do it on a subway. You could do it in an elevator. That's the beauty of Uranus. It is being unconventional, sharing your truth 9th house in a very forward and upfront way.
Great. That is cool. You know what? I'm just looking. It's sort of, this is a progressed chart. I think in one chart, when my birth time being at 8:15, it's in the 9th house, and here it's in the 8th house, towards the end of the 8th house.
Well, if it's towards the end of the 8th
still
house.
Aries.
Yeah, if it's towards the end of the 8th house, if it's within 5 degrees of the 9th, you can read it for both houses.
Okay.
So I would say the same lesson applies, only if it's in the 8th house, trust your gut even more.
Yeah, this is like a big rock and roll changing time for me. It really is. And with Pluto in Capricorn, and like, if I'm 3 degrees Cancer, you said I'm still feeling the effects from it, but like, was it getting better and lessening?
Well, Pluto has crossed over. I mean, so it's at 5 degrees now. It's still within a 5-degree orb, right? But here's what I'm sharing is that, and you have Uranus. So Pluto,
5 degrees,
you've had your Uranus-Pluto opposition. And that's about breaking free. That's about really, untangling structures in your life. The Pluto-Uranus opposition is kind of an alarm clock. It says, you know what? Yeah, you're doing okay, but you may not have that much time left, right? I mean, that's kind of what it says. And it's like, how do you want to live the rest of your life? That's the Pluto-Uranus opposition. Well, you better get cracking.
Yeah.
So now Pluto is, I believe, it's just crossed over Uranus for you.
Yeah, because I'm 5 degrees. Oh, my Mars is 5 degrees Libra. Shoot, and I have 7 degrees Jupiter, 5 degrees Uranus. Yeah.
So you've had major Pluto energy that you're dealing with. Huge. And Pluto moves away from all those planets in 2012. Maybe that's what I was seeing as well. But look, I'm going to say this, and then we'll move on to the next caller. I will say this, that even if Pluto has moved off of your Sun, which it has, and it's moved off your Cancer, which it has, just due to the effect of Pluto in Capricorn and what it represents, it is antithetical to the Cancerian mindset and the Cancerian spirit. The Cancerian mindset and the Cancerian spirit are really about love and nurturing and protecting. Like, for instance, Occupy Wall Street. Well, they decided they want to occupy foreclosed homes now. That is Cancer. That is Cancer being played out in opposition to Pluto in Capricorn. And it doesn't matter what your Cancer degree is. You will feel the cultural effects of Pluto and Capricorn. As Pluto moves further away from your Sun, it will impact you less, but you will still feel it nonetheless.
So it's still another 10 years of this, right? 12 years.
But yes. But you're past the initiation phase.
Yeah.
You're more on top of the energy than it's on top of you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and thank you. That I tell you, everything was a blessing, but especially about the flowing.
I'll do my best Bruce Lee impersonation here. Be like water. Be like water.
Be like water. Okay.
Okay?
Yes, thank you. Bless you. Very good.
Right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Be like water. I should play that. That would be a fun thing to play. Let me see if I can find this. Hold on a second. It's just such a great, it's one of my favorite Bruce Lee-isms. Let's see if I can just find it really quickly here. Bear with me, because I can't. I have to give it justice here. Bruce Lee, be like water. Let's see if we can find this. All right, here we go. This is the 38-second clip. I'm going to turn this up here. My favorite Bruce Lee quote of all time. Here we go.
This is what it is, okay? I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. When you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. The water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
How great is that? How freaking great is that? Yeah, and you got to see the look on his eyes when Bruce Lee's got to be one of the most dialed-in people in the history of the planet. If you ever want to have a kick, watch Bruce Lee play ping pong with nunchucks, and it'll blow your mind. Okay, let's get back to the show. This is Robert Phoenix. You're listening to navigating the astrological matrix